Yeah, a warm welcome. I show you here how to quickly use an Excel sheet to give a good feedback for evaluations of assignments like lab reports and so on. Not just because of e-learning, interim assignments are cool and lab reports, for example, or project reports or whatsoever regularly come in. However, evaluating them takes time. And if you want to give a reasonable feedback to the students, this takes even more time. I show you here with a small little Excel helper how this could be more efficient, including a good feedback for the students. Now let's look at as a simple example. I just have chosen a lab report. Now let's look at this lab report. This is heterogeneous. Everything is fine. In this case, we have a lab report just with an introduction and a result. She has written a nice introduction. She has given references and she has given figures to make it clearer. In the result section, everything is fine. She has done a nice experiment. She has done statistics. Figure legend is there. Everything is fine. Now let's look at another lab report. This is our friend Donald Dump, and you see this looks a bit different. No references, no content more or less, and of course also the experimental quality is not so good. And you of course now need to evaluate it. Let's assume you give 10 points for the lab reports, and usually of course, you will then, this is quite clear, this is then the 10 points and Donald will be a bit less. Now, you might have already designed a helper to do that. And for example, you would like to separate the evaluation in the part introduction and results, and you give 3 points for a good introduction and 7 points you do for the result. So what you can do is, I have here a little text matrix. I say, okay, the introduction, you say you grade with school grades, and you say 1 is of course very good, then 2 means good, there are some little errors, 3 is okay, but the citations might be inappropriate, 4, that's really not really sufficient, so the content might be wrong and citations might be wrong, and the 5 might be you have no introduction. And for the results, you simply do to grade 1 to 5, very good, 2, missing. So that's kind of the meaning of the grades. And this is just given now in this text matrix are these meanings. And now I put I translate the grades into the points. So for the introduction, you can do that as you want. For the introduction in this matrix, I say, okay, 1 and 2 both are 3 points. That's okay. Then if the citations are inappropriate, 1 point less. If this really insufficient, you get 1 point. And if it's missing, of course, 0. And also for the results, you say at the beginning, very good, good, it's almost the same. And then you go down as you want. It depends on, again, what you want to do. And then you say sufficient is 3 points, insufficient 1 point, missing, of course, 0 points. So this is kind of your scale. And the thing is, you just transferred it now to this table. And now let's simply grade, first of all, the work of our heterogeneous. So you go now in this Excel sheet, and of course, introduction grade 1, result grade 1. This we omit at that point, and then we say, okay, it's well done, to give her a general feedback. So you see this Excel sheet then simply sums up the grades based on the points, based on the matrix. So it translates the grades into the points in this score matrix. And what it also does, and this is here, it compiles the text. So I just demonstrate to you that because you don't see it really because it's the formula. So I just copy it in this document. And now this is how it looks like. You see that this is now the, in this preview, you see this is the feedback. It's an HTML file, so you see this is the raw HTML, and you see then this feedback. You could also get this feedback as a non-HTML. Then you just have to toggle here to false. In English it's false, of course. In German it's falsch, and then you just simply have the plain text. And of course this then looks a bit different. So this is it's now just a plain text version. So you have these both option, very simple. And now let's go to our friend Donald Trump. So let's look at this one. And obviously here we say introduction, we're kind of nice. We say it's a 3, but moved introduction, it's a 3. However, results there, it's really not good. So introduction, the citation is missing. And then I say, okay, not data inappropriate, no statistics, for example. And then I say this work was done within 3 minutes, as a general feedback, as an example. Okay, the same here. So I can, of course, generate a full text or HTML text. HTML text is a bit better for the presentation. So I go to true, wahr in German. This is just simply the German version. Just copying, paste, and okay. And you see now this is the feedback here. 3 points, general remark, this work was done within 3 minutes. Specific remarks, introduction, 2 points, okay. Citation, inappropriate. Results, 1 point, insufficient data, inappropriate, no statistics. So you have the feedback with 1 key, and you can then copy it obviously directly, for example, in the file. So if you use the text version, this version here, so this is just to show it. This is not the plain text, and for example, you could put that as a note in the HTML file, or if you use Moodle, and now I'm just using the HTML file, just copying. So I just copied now the HTML version, and this is an example how this could look in Moodle. And there you can directly insert HTML. So you go to the feedback comments. If you have assignments, go in here, copy the HTML, and then you have this HTML feedback. And this is, of course, then optimal. Very quick, everything is inserted. Okay, now you can change the way the output is presented according to your needs. I've already shown that you can toggle between HTML text and non-HTML text just by putting here true or false, or in German, wahr or falsch. So in your system, it will be, just use the Excel sheet in your system. Of course, it will be automatically be in your language. What you also can do is, we have this text, the default text here, and you might not want, if you have put in something in, like here, data inappropriate, no statistics, you don't want to have this appearing. So just putting back the HTML on true. So if you, for example, have it set like this, that now we have here results, 1 point insufficient, and it puts in additionally data inappropriate, no statistics. And you can say that if there is a text here, then in this case, the default text of the matrix is not appearing. So in this case, just 0. And you see now it's without that. This below is just brackets just for quickly putting in this HTML code and displaying it. Okay, so this is this. Then you might also just include the total score, for example, and not the sub-score. So you see here we have the scores for introduction are depicted, and the scores what we grade for the results are depicted. But you might say, I don't want that. I just want to have the total score. Then you put here a 1. In this case, you have here the subscores are gone, and if you put a 0 here, then the The scores are totally gone. Now you see also the total scores not displayed. So it's just the way you can display it. And of course, you can all do with or without HTML view. If you need to insert it in a document like this, of course, HTML makes no sense. So this is the simple way how to use that. And in principle, there is not much more to say. So you can, of course, adapt it. So you might say, okay, now what for me is very important, I have the results, but I would like to include also specifically the figure legends, what I consider as important. So I put an extra chapter figure legends. And I would say this, 1 means okay, 2 means that's too short, should completely describe figure, for example. This is what you often had, or sometimes it's just missing. So in this case, you see it's just 1, 2, 3. So it's not, you can do it as you want. You can go up to from 0 to 10 as you want. So in this case, okay is okay. Too short is -1 point and missing is -2 points. So of course you could also say, instead of giving 7 points for the result, I just give 5 and 2 for the figure as you want. This also doesn't need to be sorted. You could say, if you say they're in blue and you want to put that at 4, you can also put there -1 point. It's blue. I don't like it. So you can, of course, also do that. But it makes not too much sense. So we take it away. So now you will go, if you go back, you'll see that this, if you insert it here, figure legends appear here, and also in the responses now you have the figure legends, and now you can also put in the grades for the figure legends. Let's have a look first at Heather's work. And we see here, of course, Heather has figure legends completely described. Students t-test, everything is fine. So this is fine. And our kid Donald, no figure legends at all. So this means for Heather, we have a 1 here. And for Donald, we have a 3, because the 3 corresponds to no figure legends. And if we copy the text now, of course, this is also included. So just copying and updating it, and you see total score is now just 1 point, and we have -2 points because the figure legends are missing. So this is how you can do that really fully as you want, fully yourself. So this is fine. Okay, so this sheet you can, of course, use as you want. There is nothing protected. You already see in this they're simple formulas, so there is no macro behind. The only macro is to clear the sheet. Why? Because if you just delete it in order to avoid that, to clear the formulas, of course you can also do that by hand. In the remaining part, you don't need the VBA programming inside. There is no programming, by the way. It's just a recorded macro. You can see that there is already, I think you can insert 11 things without any problem. So this is incorporated. You just need to display it as you do it. So I have usually also a style thing or so. So this is completely up to you. If you use just these inserted ones, nothing much happens. You just display then the hidden one. So just here, we want to display all, display or unhide, or however it is. So at that point, it's all NN. What you should do is, I strongly recommend you, these gray ones just hide, because they just contain formulas, and you shouldn't touch them. Otherwise, everything doesn't work anymore. And of course, if you want to adapt something, then you can do it here. So I just hide that now. What I also have is grade adjusted manual. Sometimes you say it's not some problems are not in my score matrix. So what I can do here is, for example, I give 2 extra points because at least you tried. Yeah? and then you get these 2 extra points, and of course also this will then appear in the description here. Additional points, 2 points, at least you tried, is mentioned, so you can, if required, you can adapt this manually. Okay, so this is what's in there. Maybe one explanation: if you want to change the sheet, so if you go with a matrix which has these 11 things, then it's no problem. If you need more, things get a bit more complicated, then you need to adapt the formula. So you cannot just insert and add something, because then these, just as a hint, this is the column then of the matrix, and then these will change and you need to adapt that. If you just completely change the structure here, so this will make a more, you need to adapt the formulas. You just need to remember that. So you need to display that and change the formulas. And yeah, so if you, how to use it, you're completely free. So this is just an example. Now for project plans, this is a German course. So this is project management. There you see I have methods, resources, time plan, budget, and so on. Let's just go and include all scores. And then as an example, this one. And then looks like this. And then, of course, it's getting a bit longer. This doesn't really matter. So you see then they are here. Points, general remark, specific remarks. And here it's a bit longer, and then it looks like this. And you get a complete feedback. But also this is typed quickly because you just have everything. You have your matrices and so on. So just as a suggestion for you, if you find it helpful, you're welcome to use it. It's in the description. So I think for me, it makes life easier, and I'm happy to share it with you. So thanks a lot for your attention. Goodbye. And hopefully in the future you have more fun correcting reports. Bye.